Booker T, Diamond Dallas Page, Chavo Guerrero, and Lance Storm are just some of the names you'll never hear about in this series because those guys turned out okay. This is for the ones you don't hear much about in the annals of wrestling history. I'm Brian Zane from Wrestling with Regret, and it's time for another look back at some forgotten members of the WCW ECW alliance. On this edition, a second-generation wrestler with galactic levels of potential, only to end up costing himself opportunity after opportunity. This is the perfect meat planet, Shawn Stasiak. As the son of former WWF champion Stan, Shawn Stasiak made his debut for the World Wrestling Federation in 1999 as Meat, the sex slave of Terry Runnels, Jacqueline, and Ryan Shamrock, collectively known as PMS. Now those are some names you can put on a t-shirt. His career highlights included being so worn out from sex that he couldn't keep up in the ring, and also being slipped a Viagra just before a match, which gave the Big Boss Man quite a surprise. Oh, and a nice little piece of trivia, he was the first one to lose to Kurt Angle on the main roster. Stasiak was released at the end of the year after being caught secretly recording conversations with other wrestlers while on the road, which has to be the dumbest way to get fired from any job ever in history. He said he meant for it to be a joke that he'd play back to the other wrestlers, but no excuse. Still dumb. He soon bounced back in World Championship Wrestling, where he began feuding with Curt Hennig and even gave himself the nickname of Perfection as a way to get under the veteran's skin. A second-generation wrestler steals the gimmick of another second-generation wrestler and fails to get over. It's no joke there, that's just one heaping spoonful of terrible. Stasiak would find success as a tag team champion with Chuck Palumbo and would go on to form the stable known as the Natural Born Thrillers, which will probably be the source of a lot of episodes in this series. Fast forward to 2001, when Stasiak returned to the WWF after the WCW buyout. If you remember the street fight between Vince and Shane McMahon at that year's WrestleMania, the boys from WCW only got a passing mention. The original plan was for them to interfere in that match until Shawn blabbed all the details to a wrestling radio show that weekend. Way to almost kill the invasion before it begins! Back in the Federation, Shawn would eventually forge an identity that best suited him, as a bumbling oaf who kept running into walls. It was a gimmick born out of a real-life backstage moment when he tried to compliment Steve Austin on camera, but couldn't even get the words out. And though it would have been perfect to give him some kind of voyeur character, unfortunately, that gimmick was already taken. An injury kept Shawn out of action through the remainder of the Invasion storyline, and after a stint in the Heartland Wrestling Association, he returned to television as Planet Stasiak, an even more bizarre version of himself, if you can believe that. After 15 Hardcore Championship wins, 5th all time, though not one of them on television, Stasiak was granted an early release in late 2002. He has since gone on to become a licensed chiropractor and a motivational speaker, no doubt telling kids about the perils of a hot mic. So what did we learn from Shawn Stasiak? Well, we learned that being the son of a famous wrestler alone does not guarantee success. We learned that if you want to get over, sometimes the best way to do that is to make a fool of yourself. And most important of all, we learned that if you want to stay out of trouble, the best way to do that is to keep your mouth shut and to stop recording other people's private conversations. You weird man. Join me next time here on WrestleTalk as I look back at some more failed experiments of the Alliance. I'm Brian Zane, and I'll see you next time.